Just amazing. You need to try it. Maybe now pair it with your meat. Today, we are going to be making cranberry sauce. Cranberry is referred to as the America's berries. Just a bit of history about the cranberry sauce or the cranberry itself. So European colonists arrived in North America and discovered this Native American berry, red berry, that was being harvested. So in this time, the Native Americans would combine it with their meats and eat it like that. But now the European colonists came and introduced a new way of enjoying this berry. So now they make this sauce and enjoy it with the meat as opposed to just mixing it together. With that, cranberry sauce can be paired as a side. Making our cranberry sauce is very straightforward. The main star, of course, would be our cranberries. So you can find this in most of the big food chains. Actually, when I was buying this, very funny story, there were only 3 packets remaining. So I don't know whether it's an easy thing to find. Then we have our cranberries, and then everything else is to elevate that. So in here, I have my orange juice. I also mix some tangerine because I think that will give it a bit of a kick. So I squeeze this myself. So you can do the store-bought orange juice, but I thought I should just, give it my all and try the natural one and then see. So yeah, I have my orange peel. We're also going to boil this together. I have my cinnamon and then I have my sugar. So I decided to mix the normal table sugar and jaggery because I have jaggery in the house. So I thought mixing the brown, because this is more brown, and the normal white sugar, it's going to give a bit more of a kick. And then we're going to just use a little bit of salt. So I know that sounds a bit interesting, but even when you're baking, we do add some salt because when you're doing a lot of sugar or sweetness, you need to balance it out a little bit with something else. And then now here I have my water. So I have my water. I'll do maybe half a cup. So I'm just using my eyes to measure that. Then I'll add my sugar and my jaggery. So I know for the recipes they call for even 3/4 cup, but I don't want it to be too sweet, so we will see. Jaggery takes some time to break down, so I will let this sort of break down and try to also assist, and then I'll do this over very low heat because I do not want all the liquid to disappear. So I'm going to add just a pinch, slightly more than a pinch of salt, for just to balance out the sweetness, not too much. So I'll pour in almost all, then also add in cinnamon and my orange peel, and keep stirring this. So ideally what I'm expecting to see is that some of them will start popping, and then now as they pop, they're making now the sauce. So this is the first time I'm trying this, so I'm also actually excited to see how they will pop. So cranberries have a lot of medicinal qualities, and even then previously, during the time of the European colonies and the North Americans, they were using this for medicine. So there is evidence that they can be used to treat UTIs, which is urinary tract infections. I'm sure mostly for ladies, you've gone to maybe the hospital and been prescribed medicine that seems to be cranberry, and also it helps fight age-related damages. For example, it has antioxidants that help with cancer, diabetes, and such, and then also helps with heart health and digestive health. So it's very interesting to see that something that seems very small can be used for so much, so that food can be also medicinal. Also, it is also important to note, even though all these things seem great, to ideally take this moderately, because if you do too much, it can also give stomach upset, and also can interact with certain drugs for those who are, I think, taking diabetic related drugs, but that's, you would need to confirm that. I just know that in my research it can interact with some drugs, but it's very interesting to see that this also can help out with a lot of issues that we may be going through. Yeah. The cranberry sauce is ready and thick, so I did not do a lot of sugar because I don't like too much sugar, but you can put in a bit more than I did. So for me, I wanted, it has the sweetness, but there's like a kick of like a little tanginess, which is what I want. You can see how yummy that looks. So I get this is, if you're making maybe your meat, you can have it on the side and then just be like a dip, but for us we used it as a spread, and I'm already sold on this idea. Actually, the rest of it, I stored it in this airtight container, so I'll put this in the fridge and I'll use it for maybe the next couple of days. So we're just going to go in and see. There's just a lot of flavor in here. For me, I mentioned earlier, I didn't want too much sugar, so I can still taste the tanginess. But if you want maybe to cover that up, you'd have to add more sugar. But for me, I like this balance of it starts with sweetness, and then at the end there's a kick of some just tanginess, which I love. And then I also love that some of them are whole, so you can still taste the fruit. Just amazing. You need to try it. Maybe now pair it with your meat, and then you can tell me how you tried it, different ways you pair it. For some who use this actually on a regular, maybe you can give us more tips on how to elevate our cranberry sauce.